Hello, everybody. Sam here. You may or may not know, you probably don't know unless you're my Facebook friend, that I've been doing a BlimeyCow photo a day thing for the month of July. If you've not heard of BlimeyCow, it's a great channel, one of my absolute favorites. They come out with 3 videos a week, I think, and they've got great senses of humor and good messages to make. So I love them. So yeah, for the month of July, they had a photo a day contest. I don't know if there's actually any prizes or anything. It was mostly just to get people taking pictures. And here are the topics. I actually spent many days doing that day's photo and the one from yesterday too, because I got behind plenty of times. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm just going to use this video to show you my pictures. Some of them are good, some of them are not, but here we go. Number 1, selfie. So for selfie, I took a picture of myself taking a picture of myself. Yeah, I decided I should exercise my Photoshop skills a little bit for this one. Number 2 is exploring, and wow, my hair was long. I'm glad I got it cut. Yeah, this is my idea of exploring. I like to play with their topics a little bit. So number 3 was messy. If you don't know BlimeyCow, they do messy Mondays. So they discuss some topic or whatever. Um, that's a little reference there with the messy thing. This was actually the 4th of July celebration on Patch Barracks because it costs a whole lot more to hire a contractor on the 4th of July than it does the night before. So they decided to do all the festivities on the 3rd, which I was okay with, but there were other people who were getting their panties in a wad. And yeah, I don't think those people are entitled to an opinion. I'm just kidding. So I was going to take a picture of some horse poo that I'd gotten on the running track, but it got cleaned up. So I just had to take a picture of a bunch of people standing in front of a porta potty. Next, we have family, and this was a festival at my language school. It was celebrating 10 years, and they have 500 students representing 114 different countries. I think there are only 2 Americans there. It's pretty funny. Me and one other guy who I've seen once. So yeah, actually several people in this picture are my classmates. He is my classmate. He's from Turkey. She is my classmate. She was my classmate. She left. I think he left. I don't know if he's coming back. And the lady who you can see the top of her head there is also my classmate. That's all the people I see, but he might be too. I can't really tell. But yeah, my class started out at about 20 people, and then as people left, it got down to just under 10. So it's a nice sized class now. Moving on, we have Best Song Ever, and my opinion is the best song ever is The Song of My People. I am the composer of that song. It was inspired by a friend of mine, and it is so emotionally touching and inspiring and beautiful, and I think you should check out this link. I'll put it in the description as well if you don't want to just type that into your browser, but it is beautiful and you will love it. Next we have Want. I mostly took this for my dad because he likes dachshunds, and this was at a neighborhood fest. It was apparently the 13th annual. It was pretty cool. They had their tent. I'm not going to go into details, take too long, but it was very nice, and they had awesome food and drinks, and we all had a good time. And one of the neighbors has a dachshund, so I took a picture of him. And if you zoom in, all right, I forgot about this little trick that I just figured out a couple days ago. right there, you can kind of see me kneeling, because he's under a table. You can kind of see me kneeling there taking a picture of him. Just thought that was cool. Moving on, we have need, and I took a picture of this cross at our church because, as many of you may know, I don't know, it's obvious in some of my episodes of Life in Germany, but I am a Christian, and I believe we all need Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. However, I also take very firm stances on arguments that would make a lot of people very, very mad. So that's why I tend to kind of avoid topics like that in my videos, just because that's not why I made my channel. But you know what? If the time's right, maybe I'll discuss things a little bit deeper. But knowing YouTube, that doesn't usually go over well. Moving on, we have currently reading, and Dad got me another installation of Popular Science, which is an awesome magazine. So I was reading that. Next, we have Yolo. More Photoshop skills here. I might make you feel stupid, or some people didn't notice that I was making YOLO with my arms. So just thought I'd throw that in there. I realize now I should have stepped forward with the L because it looks really weird. Just look at that for a second, because I'm right next to myself if you look at the floor. But then somehow I'm over it. It doesn't look right, in my opinion. But it's okay. This is "you're doing it wrong," which is another expression that Jordan Taylor, he's the main BlimeyCow guy, uses a lot. And this position was painful to hold. I actually have a remote for the camera though, so thankfully I could just set it up and then get in position and take the picture. But I did a workout after this, and this was significantly harder than the workout. Next, we have 4 things, and this looks like a whole lot more than 4 things, but it's really only 4 things, because this is my everyday carry. First, I have my ID cards, which, yeah, these only count as 1. So I've got my military ID, which the reason why I paused just a second there is I think I'm not supposed to photograph it, but who cares? My South Carolina driver learner's permit, which I had for 3 weeks before we moved. Which, to be honest, until I wasn't like most kids. It's not super eager to get my license and learn how to drive. I guess I was just a little intimidated by it, but then when I got it, it was kind of addicting. And I think in 3 weeks, I did more than 30 hours of driving, including a 2-hour drive down from Greenville to Columbia, South Carolina. So I only almost wrecked us once because the traffic was horrible. So yeah, that counts as 1. The phone obviously counts as 1. The watch counts as 1, but the knives only count as 1 because I usually only take 1. Usually. Sometimes if I carry this, I carry a folding knife with it. That's the Kershaw Leak, and that is the Kershaw Speed Bump, which is out of production, I believe. Alrighty. Next, we have Best Movie Ever. And I couldn't decide on a best movie, but one of my favorites is The Hunt for Red October, because it's epic. And the opening soundtrack is awesome. Like, I might choose it just for the opening soundtrack. Next, we have Like, and I like food. This was a supper we had at our church. These things Mom made, they were like, these things, they were so sugary, but they were awesome. And yes, it was a good lunch. This is love because I love music. I love making music. I love hearing music. I'm addicted to music. So, once again, I exercise my Photoshop skills, which aren't very good, but I can clone myself, so that's all I need. I just noticed that. That's horrible. Check that out. Look at that shadow there. That's obvious. It's obvious that I just spliced myself in there. What have I done? Next, I've got my tablet here with the list open so I don't forget, and it just locked like a jerk. Next, we have Hipster Josh approved. That is yet another BlimeyCow reference that you won't totally get until you've seen some of their videos. But Josh is Jordan's brother, and Josh occasionally dresses like a hipster and makes ridiculous statements. So this is Hipster Josh approved. It is my revolutionary hands-free wireless technology. And it's patent pending. Check it out. If you recognize this album cover, write in the description what it is. And it's not deadmau5. I just realized it might look like that, but it's not. Next we have local chivalry, and I could find no chivalry to take a picture of. So this is a picture of me being ashamed. And I was ashamed because this is the only picture that I really didn't get a picture. This is the only topic that I really didn't get a picture for, and I'm sorry. Next we have cliche. So I made this. Straw arrested for camel slaughter. A local straw was impounded last night with charges of voluntary camel slaughter. Reportedly, the victim, known only as Mr. Camel, was entering the town with a dangerously heavy backpack. The straw, despite knowing how heavy Mr. Camel's backpack was, proceeded to hop on his back as well. Tragically, the seemingly negligible extra amount of weight was just enough to exceed Mr. Camel's maximum load capacity, and his back snapped in half, causing instant death. Many questions surround the straw's motives for his actions, and therefore his guilt of voluntary camel slaughter remains unclear. The straw that broke the camel's back. Enough said. Next we have favorite color. My favorite color is pizza. Your question is invalid. My favorite color is the color of a nice meat pizza. It's gorgeous. Moving on, we have the best quote ever. I don't really have a favorite quote, but one of them is, "You can't fall if you never climb, but there's no joy in living your whole life on the ground." I just like that quote. It's a cool quote. Next, we have Big Head Kid Style. You must forgive me again there. I see at least one more BlimeyCow reference after this one, but Jordan sometimes puts on this wig and these glasses. No, I can't remember if he has glasses when he does the Big Head Kid. And he makes big-headed comments on everything. It's pretty funny. You guys just need to go check out the channel. How about that? So I took the previous picture. Yes, he does wear glasses. I took the previous picture of me playing instruments and replaced all my heads with Big Head Kid heads. I don't really have a lot to say about that one. A message. I told you they had messages every Messy Mondays, where they give messages every Monday. And Stuttgart 21 is kind of a messy topic here because it's complicated, but basically it's this entirely new train, and the project involves moving the current central train station entirely underground, and they're going to put up luxury suites and apartments underground. The main problem with it is Stuttgart doesn't have the money. They just don't. And the population is split between loving it and hating it. Another problem is that this was started over 10 years ago. And no one really was paying attention to it then. And it was voted on, it passed, and now it's too late. They really can't reverse what's happening. It's going to be built now. It's kind of inevitable. But now is really when people are being more vocal about it. Just a couple of years ago, they had a huge riot. So yeah. Next, we have superhero. My favorite superhero is Bach, because a not very well-known fact about him is that he would ride a giant cat while conducting. So now you know. Just, it's good info. Next, we have Piggy Bank, and we don't have a piggy bank. We have a telephone booth bank. So I hope that suffices. Day 24 is your bestest friend. Shout out to Hamilton Martin. And he likes to run. So, yeah. This one, it was pretty popular on Facebook. He told me he was touched by it, and I'm glad I can touch people's lives with my photography. This one is outside, and we live in the suburbs. I don't know if you could call it the suburbs. We almost live in the city. But it took me 5 minutes on my bike to get to this. Just huge fields. It's pretty cool. Germany's kind of awesome. Next we have best TV show ever, and I am waiting for, oh yeah, it just came in, and I need to pick it up tomorrow when I'm at Patch Barracks. Chuck is hilarious, because if you haven't heard about it, it's about a spy, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say, but it's very comedic, and I love it. Sunrise/sunset. This was at this is going to be the next episode of Life in Germany when it comes out. This place was a Renaissance fair, and I didn't really get a good picture of the sunset, so the picture doesn't do it justice, because there was a lot of dust in the air, and the sun coming through it was pretty awesome looking. But yeah, like I said, the camera doesn't really do that justice. So for day 28, we have Side Hug. This is going to make you facepalm, I swear. Side Hug. How much longer do I need to let that sink in? Because it made me facepalm when I had the idea. I don't have any comments, actually. Day 29, reflection. This image should be disturbing. So I'm beginning to think I'm a vampire or something. My camera must be, or Mom's camera should be a vampire too then, because it's not showing up either. And then Mr. Bob here is just giving me the stare. Giving me the hairy eyeball. Alright. Day 30, yesterday, happiness. I actually took this today. Misha takes every opportunity to look happy. And here she was just looking absolutely adorable. With her butt up in the air and all squished there in between Mom's leg and the couch. She's an adorable cat. And finally, the last day was another picture of your face, but I'm not too big on selfies, so I took a picture of my watch face. And yeah, that is it for my 31 days of BlimeyCow photo a day awesomeness. I hope I'm not the only person who uploads a video of their pictures, because I would like to see other people's collections. Alright, well that's going to be all. I know it's probably already, how long did this go? Oh my goodness, 20 minutes. I got to wrap this up now. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll have some new stuff coming soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.